Good morning, everyone. Good morning. May I know that have you all already have your breakfast? Just test my is my voice is clear to you. If it's clear, maybe you can help me type a one at the chat box. Thanks. Thank you everyone for your response. We right now have 60 plus people online. We are expecting to have more than hundreds lah because we saw the registration response was quite good because you know that you want to ask us thing, right? Okay, so if just now you was at the waiting room, you might saw a video, you might watch a video. Let me play the video again to show you what is that about. A moment, yeah. A moment. Okay, I think there's some technical problem that cannot play the music, but basically is we want to introduce these apps called Smart to You, because it's very important that you have to know this, because everyone attended the webinars will ask us where to download the slide, where to get the slide, can you share me the slide, where to see the video. So this is the apps that we centralize our information sharing, our news sharing, and our solution sharing. So whenever there's webinar, then we will have the material, we have the slide. So where you can get it, you just download this app. It's available for free at Google Play Store and the iOS App Store, and also Huawei App Gallery. So you just download Smart to You app, then you go to the download. Yes, here it's a download to the webinar tab. Then you can get the material of whenever webinar, like today's webinar. You might get it maybe 2 days after webinars, because we have some editing before the process. So you just click the button, you're able to preview, you can download or you can share to your colleagues or your friends or your boss or whoever you want to share. So this is how you get the material of the webinars. So also people will ask that after the section, where can I get the recordings? Can I have the video? Usually we will also have to edit it, and then we will publish it at our YouTube channel. So how to go to the YouTube channel? Of course, you can go to the YouTube then you just click Smart X Solution, then you see this channel. Or from the Smart to You app, it is actually already have the icon to redirect you to the channel, and then you can see all the videos that are available that is already published on the channel, including the recordings of the webinars video. So after all, we hope that you all understand and are clear that how to get the materials. Okay. Okay. So let's back to today's topic. Today's that it will be the last webinar section for this year 2025, and it's clearly is about e-invoicing. So we have conducted few webinars training section about how to use, what is the concept of e-invoice and how to use the e-invoice system. So after all, we also received quite a number of questions on certain scenario, how to cater that, how to solve that problem, how to handle the situation based on in solution. So we collected the major asked question as the frequent asked question FAQ, and then combined with the guidelines from LHDN. Also, I know that before the registration there is a link, so some of you already put in your questions that you're keen to know. We also will later we will also disclose it, and then we will answer it during the section. So today we will have Mercy as our main speaker throughout these 2 hours, maybe maximum maybe 2.5 hours. But we hope that we will end before 1 p.m. lah. Okay, so she will cover all the common scenario and how it handled in the system, and also the FAQ that faced by a lot of the merchant. And then if you have more questions that more specific to you, you are welcome to ask us at the chat box or at the Q&A. We have colleague at the back end to answer all of your queries. Okay. So I think without further ado, we would like to start today's topic, and we would like to pass the section to Mercy. Welcome, Mercy.
Hello. Hi, morning, everyone. Can you hear me? So, do you still view the sound is slow? Is it okay with for you all? Okay. Okay. So, okay. So morning everyone. So today our webinar, mostly we want to, as like just now Eunice say that actually we want to do some sharing regarding the e-invoice thing. So because the e-invoice we already run around one year plus, so they have some scenario and some question that we asking by the customer. So for today, so we want to from today, so we want to share some the mean the experience or some the FAQ question that we ask to you all. Okay, so before start, okay, so I believe that you all already ready with the e-invoice, right? So you all are the batch number 4. So which means that your e-invoice will be starting on 1st of January 2026. So okay, before we start for the sharing for today's, so the important notes that I want to highlight here before we proceed. Okay, so that the most important one that you want to run for the invoice, okay, so we want to make sure that the system that you're currently using, is it compliant with the e-invoice module. Okay, so you need to check that the current version that you are using is already upgrade to version 2025. So, Okay. Okay, so I repeat again. Before we start, okay, the one thing that we need to take note regarding the system, okay, we need to check, is it our system, the system that you're currently using, is it compliant with the e-invoice specification? Okay, if let's say that you did not know that is it your system is it compliant or not compliant, so you may check that your version. Okay, your version, your Dynamod version, your version is must, okay, upgrade to the latest 2025.3, okay, hotfix latest. And if let's say you are using the top post system, mean that post system like F&B system and the post system, then your post system also need upgrade to 2025.3 latest build. So actually with yesterday we already release a version we call 2025.4. So if let's say your version is already up to 2025.3 or latest until 2025.4, then these two version is compliant with the e-invoice. Why? Because I say like this. Okay, some of your well, as I think that some of you may be using the version is slightly old, like 2025.2. Actually, that one already compliant with the e-invoice module. Okay, but why I need to say that your option is need upgrade to 2025.3 and latest until 2025.4 because in these two latest version we has compliant that with the new rules that determined by the LHDN, which means that for 10,000 and above, okay, for 10,000 and above in a single transaction is compulsory to do the e-invoice. Okay, in compulsory to do the e-invoice. In order to compliant with this regulation, so we need to enhance our system. So the system version will be supported by 2025.3 and latest. Okay, so your version is need to upgrade. Okay, before you upgrade your system, so one thing you need to ensure that you have valid e-invoice, you have valid smart cover. Okay, and also you also need to subscribe for the e-invoice module for no matter for Dynamod or for Post, both you also need to subscribe. If let's say you're not sure for all of these, okay, whether you are in latest version or later is it your currently you already subscribe for the e-invoice. Okay, for this thing, you don't need to worry too much. Okay, you may contact back to your agent or your salesman. Okay, then we will then check back with them. Okay, ask them to check with you, tell you to check that is it your system is compliant with this. Okay, if they say it's not compliant, then you may uh do the further discussion or further the follow up with them regarding the upgrade. Okay, so this is the important note that we need uh to take note to ensure that the system that you're currently using is compliant with the e-invoice module. Okay, okay, next. Okay, next. So okay, I believe that most of you okay, because you are the now have the new rules for the e-invoice. Actually, for those who are turnover is below than 1 million, okay, is below than 1 million is exempted for e-invoice. Okay, so you are the number 4 one. So your annual revenue up to 5 million means that 2 million and 1 million and above until 5 million. So your e-invoice taxable implement date is 1st of January 2026. Okay, so in the latest update by the LHDN, okay, those turnover is lower than 1 million, okay, is exempted from e-invoice. Okay, but how we determine for this? Okay, we need to base on the 2022 audit financial statement. or your tax return. Okay, if let's say, example, you found that your company, maybe you one of the company, you found that your tax return turnover from on the 2022 is less than 1 million, then you no need to you are exempted from the e-invoice. If let's say you are continuous have the business, so you need to check that 2023 until 2025, is it up to more than 1 million? If yes, you need to start your e-invoice on 1st of July 2026. Okay, then if let's say 2022 until 2025, your revenue turnover from your financial period, means that your tax return report is less than 1 million, then you are exempted. Okay, exempted until maybe example 2026 already more than 1 million. Then your e-invoice will be start on 1st of January 2028. Okay, then actually we have once the sample. Okay, one the scenario, like example, like the customer, their financial period is 2022. Okay, 2022 actually is already more than 1 million, but 2023 until 2025 is less than 1 million. From this scenario, you also need to start the e-invoice at on 1st of July 2026. Okay, because you 2022 you already more than 1 million, even though your 2023 until 2025 is less than 1 million, but 2022 you already more than, so you need to start the e-invoice on 1st of January. Okay, so if let's say like as what we mentioned 2022 until 2025 is less than, then you no need to exempted, you are exempted from the e-invoice. But when which year, when the next financial period the revenue is more than 1 million, then you need to start the e-invoice already. Okay, okay, so next, so today okay, so these are the information that I want to share. Then after that, for actually for today's sharing, we want to share that the transaction with buyer. So these are the module that we will cover later. Okay, like transaction with buyer, how we we handle it. How about the e-invoice submission? Okay, disbursement or reimbursement, like your payment on behalf, or like your expenses recovery by your customer, staff claim, okay, sell bill, cross-border transaction, like your example, your imported goods or imported service. Okay, so most of the user will be concerned more about the staff claim and the sell bill. Okay, so later for this one, we will do the sharing. Okay, so, okay, let's restart. Okay, so we start from the transaction with buyer. Okay, what is transaction with buyer? Example, you purchase something, okay, with the suppliers. Okay, example, your supplier is exempted from e-invoice because they are they are they are below 1 million. Okay, they are exempted from e-invoice. So from this case, actually you no need to do sell bill. Okay, like example, okay, even though your revenue, okay, example like this Makcik Rosa, you trade yourself is Makcik Rosa, okay, then your revenue turnover is below than 1 million, then you are exempted from issuing e-invoice. So when your customer is purchase something with you, then you just provide them the normal receipt will do. Okay, provide them your normal receipt will do. So your customer, they no need to do anything. Even though you purchase with someone that exempted for e-invoice, also same, you no need to do anything. You just take the normal bill with them. Okay, normal bill with them. Even though for handwriting, But for handwriting one, you need to ensure that they have the company chalk. No matter it's company chalk or their personal chalk. Okay, some of them, they register from the SSM is using their personal name. Okay, so they will do the chop. Normally, like customer like this, they supplier like this, they will do the chop. Okay, chop in their handwriting bill. Okay, that one also accepted by LHDN. Okay, or printed invoice also accepted by LHDN. Okay, okay, next. Okay, if let's say you are the 1st of January because you are running for e-invoice. Okay, let's say your customer, okay, this is the second scenario. The buyer can request for e-invoice at the post of sale. Post of sale means that retails. Okay, example like your walk-in customer, okay, come to buy the thing with you. Okay, but you are using, maybe you're using the post system or maybe you're using the Dynamod system. Okay, okay, then your customer want to request the e-invoice. Yes, then you need to give them the e-invoice. If let's say your customer is request. Okay, so how we handle for it? Okay, if example, okay, then if let's say the customer they want to request the e-invoice from you, so the thing that you need to take note is if let's say from the personal, okay, personal, then you need to take either T number or Malaysia IC number from the personal. Means that the personal is local one, Malaysian. Okay, so they can either provide you TIN or IC number because we have the general TIN for the public local Malaysia. But one thing is you need their IC number. If let's say they provide you IC, they didn't provide you TIN, it's okay. You can use the general TIN. Okay, if let's say the customer didn't provide you IC, but they provide you their TIN number, that one also can. Okay, also no problem. But for company, it's not allowed. Company is not allowed. If let's say your customer is company, means that it's corporate company one. Okay, that one you need to request business registration number and the TIN number from them. Okay, this scenario, as I mentioned, I just now, TIN or IC is only applicable for personal. Okay. Okay, then after you have this information, then how we work? Okay, example, Tina request e-invoice after purchasing smartphone from Kedai Gadget, Smart Gadget. So Kedai Smart Gadget issues sales receipt and request the customer to scan the QR and request by herself. Okay, in this scenario, okay, if let's say you are using post system, we have two options. Okay, if let's say you are using post system, okay, you do the post system transaction as normal. Okay, you do the transaction as normal until you do the payment, then will generate out a receipt, right? A receipt. So in the receipt, let's say you got subscribed for Tab Post e-invoice module. Actually, we will help you to set it for this one. This one we are calling, this is a QR. Okay, then the QR will, when your customer is scan the QR, okay, will direct her to our portal. Our portal called Smart E-invoice platform. Okay, short name is SEP. Okay, so if let's say you are subscribed for the post system, then definitely you can use for this function. So your customer able to scan the QR. Okay, then once they come to this web page, okay, your customer is able to fill in their information by themselves, then request the e-invoice by themselves. So you no need to help them to do the submission. Okay, you no need to do the submission. Right. So the QR will be displayed in your receipt. Okay, the QR will be displayed in your receipt. Okay. Okay. So this is the platform. Now I do a sample for you to see. If example, now I do the sample for you, see how it looks like the portal. Okay, so this is the platform. So once the customer is scan the QR, okay, your customer will come to here. Okay, if they say the personal, then you ask them to key in their personal name, IC, TIN number, everything. Okay, then after that, do the verification. Then after that, do the submit. Okay, if let's say from the company also same, the customer is request the E-invoice for their company, same company name, company TIN number, BRN, then their contact number and blah 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 info. Then after that, click submit. Once they click submit, okay, this action will be submit the document to the LHDN. Okay, submit to LHDN. Okay, once the LHDN valid the bill, okay, they will receive an email. Example like this one. I show you the email. Like I don't know why my email cannot on. Okay, it's okay, never mind. Okay, so if let's say your customer is received the actual invoice. Okay, so once they valid, they will receive the format like this one. I show you. Okay, they will receive a receipt like this one. Then here will have the QR code. Here will have the QR code. So here will their information. Okay, I will show you this one. Okay, this is the after like just now after I do the submit the email. Okay, I will get the receipt like this one. I will receive an email. Okay, then this is my valid e-invoice. Okay, so in the e-invoice will be your you will display your name, your customer name, and everything. Okay, so this is the valid e-invoice. So your customer able to generate to get the e-invoice by themselves. Okay, through the step that I showed you just now. Okay, if let's say you are using the Dynamod, okay, if let's say you are using Dynamod, so in the Dynamod, okay, in the Dynamod, you need to go to your customer profile site. Go to set up your customer site. Okay. Example. Okay, example, this is my customer. He want to request the e-invoice. So in the Dynamod part, if let's say you are using Dynamod, okay, so in the Dynamod part, you go to the customer profile, you edit, then you go for the e-invoice tab, okay, you key in their information. Example, this is the personal one. Then you click using IC number. Okay, here registration number, then you key in their IC number. If they say they didn't provide you TIN, then you may click here, G10. G10 is for public, general public. General public means that for local Malaysian, local buyer. Okay, if let's say local buyer personal is using GT10. If let's say the customer is foreign buyer, then you can use that GT20. Okay, GT30 is a foreign supplier. GT40 for your government agency, for your government sector. Okay, so if let's say these are the personal one, then after I key in the registration number, is their EIC number. Okay, then I can click here. Then system will auto pop up the EI0110. Okay, this is the general TIN. If let's say the customer is using TIN company one, okay, so company you need to choose BRN. Okay, here you need to type in their BRN number. BRN number is the company new registration number. Okay, then after that, here you key in their TIN number. Okay, key in their TIN number. If let's say the TIN number that you key in, you want to check that whether is it valid or not valid, click that here. You can click it. Okay, once you click it, system will help you to do the validation. The validation actually will link with the LHDM. Okay, so you click this one, we will check with the LHDM the TIN number that you are keying, is it correct or incorrect? Okay, is it correct or not? Okay, if let's say correct, then system will return you the message is so that this text TIN payable is valid. Okay, means it's correct one. Okay, if let's say that you found that maybe your TIN number is wrong. Okay, so how you want to check the TIN number, is it correct one? Okay, you can click this one. You click this one, this binocular icon. You click. Okay, then actually this binocular icon is function for search TIN. Okay, this search TIN actually will link with the LHDN. Okay, if let's say LHDN have the record, then we will able to find it, even though for personal. Okay, so if let's say your provided registration number means that the information is correct, okay, we able to find it. Like example, I using the BRN number, so I try to find, yes, I able to find the T number. Then you click yes, then system will help you to populate. Then after that, registration number, registration name, the company name. Then after that, contact number. Then if let's say they don't have the contact number, then you put any digit number. Any digit number. Okay, you can put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 10. As long as 10 digit. You want to put in as 10 digit 0 also can. Okay, on this format only applicable for digit format. Okay, then cannot be space and cannot be dash. Okay, cannot. It's all need to sambung. Okay, then after that, email. If let's say the customer have the email, okay, have the email. If let's say customer have the email, then you key in the email. If let's say don't have the email, then you no need to key in any email. Okay, just put it at blank. Okay, registration SSD registration. If let's say supplier customer is SSD register, then you need to key in their SSD number. If don't have, just put NA. Okay, then NFIC ID also same. If let's say this customer have an NFIC ID, then you need to key in their MSIC ID. MSIC ID means that is their company business code. Okay, if the personal don't have the if let's say the personal they don't have the business one, then you just put in as 0000 you choose the not applicable one. Okay, choose from the list. Okay, then after that also same address, city name. Then also one thing for the state ID. State ID only can choose from the list. You cannot add in the code. Okay, you cannot add in. You must choose from the list because the state ID from here, what you see is actually decided and determined by the LHDN. We are complying with their format. So if let's say you create a new code that which is not exist in their system, Okay, so when you do the submission, will cause the field, will cause it field. Okay, you will get the field result. So for state ID, just select from this list. If let's say the customer is not have any or you don't know their state ID, so you just put as NA, not applicable, sorry, number 17. You just choose for 17, not applicable. Okay, after that, you click save. Okay, after that, after you do done all these things, example, like I want to issue the customer invoice. Okay, like customer want to issue the customer invoice. Then I go to the customer invoice. Okay, I choose the customer. Okay, but after that, I key in the item as I key in the transaction as normal. Then after that, in the e-invoice tab here, okay. So in the e-invoice tab here, here will have their information. Those the information that you key in their customer profile here will be show up. Okay. Then after that, I want to share with you is this for this one, assignment document flow. What is open and what is ready to submit. Okay. Open means that, okay, you want to manually submit the e-invoice, manual submit. Ready to submit means that you want system auto help you to do the submission. Once you notify that this status is under ready to submit, okay, we can use, let's say you want to auto, okay, so we will set the task in the process manager. So every 10 minutes or every days, then system will help you to do the submission to the LHDN. As long as the status is set to, the document status is set to ready to submit. Okay, so system will help you to submit it. Okay, if let's say your document is far in as open, so system won't help you to do any submission. So you need to do submission by yourself. Okay, how to do submission? Okay, you just save your transaction, then you go to more, e-invoice action, submit document. Okay, after that, you click submit. Okay, once your information is show status is valid, okay, then disable it. So you may print out the e-invoice format to your customer. To your customer. Okay, so this is the e-invoice. That this one will show the UUID number. This UUID number is written by the LHDN and also QR also same, written by the LHDN. If let's say you generate out the invoice without the QR, means that this invoice is not valid by the LHDN, not a valid e-invoice. Okay, maybe you not yet submit or rejected by the LHDN. So you need go to the check. Okay, after that, okay, if let's say, okay, okay, okay. So this is the, as just now we mentioned for the Dynamod one. Okay, so you need go to the, like what we say, open and ready to submit. This is the difference. Okay, as I mentioned just now. Okay, so after that, you proceed to submit. After submit valid, then you proceed to do the print out the bill. Okay, then one thing I want to mention also same in the for the transaction here. Okay, if let's say that you found that transaction, if let's say that you want to do the any edit, okay, after you submit to the LCN, you want to edit the bill. Yes, you can, but But one thing that you need to take note, the edit invoice, you only able to edit or cancel your document within 72 hours upon submit the document. Okay, you are allowed to do any modification within 72 hours. So, example, this bill I just now I submit. So if let's say I want to do cancel, you go to the more E-invoice action, cancel document. Okay, then you click cancel. Then you type in your reason. Then you click OK. Then you click yes. So once the return result will be approved by the HDN, then it will show as cancel. So once it's shown as cancel, you are allowed to edit the things. If let's say your bill is still valid, you are not allowed to do any amendment. Okay, you are not allowed to do any amendment unless you do the cancel. Okay, unless you do the cancel. After you done the amendment, so you click save, then you submit again. Okay. Okay, so you submit again. Okay. Okay. After that, if let's say that you want to edit the bill is more than 72 hours, means that the previous bill, the system will. Okay, I'll show you one of the example. Okay, if let's say I want to edit this bill. Okay, example, I want to edit this bill. Okay, this year I submit on 27 November. Okay, if let's say you click the cancel, okay, LHDN will reject you. LHDN will reject you. This is the means that this is the reason and the error result that are returned by the LHDN. LHDN will rejected your cancellation because this document is over than 72 hours. So they are not allowed you to proceed for the cancel. So what you need to do is you need to do a CN, perform a CN to knock back this invoice, then submit the CN to the HDN. After that, create a new invoice. Okay, after that, create a new invoice. Okay, so create the CN as normal. Then you go to customer CN. After that, you click more. Then after that, you do the CN. You create the CN. Then you proceed to do the submit document as normal flow, as the flow that I showed you just now. Okay, after you done CN, okay, then only you can create a new invoice for the new invoice and submit again. Okay, so in the conclusion that if let's say the transaction is over 72 hours, you are not allowed to do cancel. You need to create CN. If let's say the transaction is within 72 hours, yes, you can cancel the document, do the edit. After that, submit again to the LHDN. Okay? Okay. So next. Okay. Let's say, okay. So just now I showed that two-way how the customer requests the E-invoice. Okay. If let's say using POS system, then easy. Ask the customer, scan the QR, get the E-invoice by themselves. If let's say using the Dynamod, then you collect the information, deleted information, then key in the information. After that, do the submission. After that, print out the email for the customer or email to the customer. Okay. Okay. Next, if let's say that this is another scenario. Let's say the buyer can request an e-invoice after point of sale. Before month end of purchase. Okay, before month end to purchase. Example, the customer come to buy, example, this Tina come to buy the thing on 25 of May. If let's say 25 of May, they forgot to do the e-invoice. 26 after 28 come back to you. Then you're still able to ask them to scan the QR, or you help them to do the submission for the e-invoice. Yeah, okay. Because before month end, you still not yet do the consolidate. After you do the consolidate, then customer is not able to get the e-invoice already. Okay, so this thing you need to mention to your customer lah. Okay. Okay. So for the post system as normal, scan the QR as I mentioned just now. Okay. So if let's say the customer come, and this is the another scenario. Okay, if let's say the customer is come to request the e-invoice after month end, okay, this one is subjected to your policy. If let's say this customer, Tina, come to buy on 15th of August, but 10th of September only come to request for e-invoice. This one is depend on you whether you want allow them to request the e-invoice or not, because the submission for your consolidate you already done. Okay, you already done. Okay, you already done. So what thing you need to do is you only can refund the bill, refund the transaction that you did previously, then create a new transaction. Okay, if let's say the customer insists want the invoice, then you only can do the refund. After that, proceed to do the new transaction. Okay, this the way I mentioned just now is in the post system. If let's say for the back if let's say you are using Dynamod, okay, so you need to cancel, you need to issue an CN. Okay, you need to issue the CN to contra back the invoice. After that, you need to create a new invoice. Okay, then only the customer can able to get their own e-invoice. Okay. Okay, so this one is subjected to your decision, whether you want allow them or not allow them. Maybe in your receipt you need to state in the clear statement, like example, you're able to get your invoice within how many days, like this. Okay. Okay, so next. Okay, so okay, based on the just now is the scenario for the transaction with the buyer. Okay, so I want to share another sharing is for regarding the e-invoice submission. Okay, so next we proceed to the e-invoice submission. Okay, so for e-invoice submission, okay, this is the one of the scenario. Okay, where a landlord conduct business. Okay, where the landlord is conduct business. Landlord is required to issue invoice to tenant. Okay, example, you are doing the, okay, example, you are doing the rental one. Okay, you provide the rental service to your customer. So for this case, because you are conduct the business, then you need to issue invoice to your customer. Okay, you need to issue the invoice for your customer, because rental also considers as your income. Okay, so you also need to provide the e-invoice for them. Okay, you also need to submit e-invoice. Okay. Okay, so the step is same. Like if let's say you are using Dynamod, then you go to the Dynamod, then issue the invoice and with their particular, then submit to the LCN. Okay. Okay, so okay. Okay, next. What if let's say like the retail one? If let's say for retail one, okay, if let's say for retail one, if let's say the retail is consolidate e-invoice. Okay, for the retail shop, okay, like example, you are retail shop, okay, you are allowed to do consolidate submission. But the consolidate submission have the criteria. Okay, if example, previously the LHDN said that the consolidate only applicable for B2C. but after that, they have did some amendment. B2B and B2G, they also allowed to do the consolidated e-invoice, but they have some, but they have their special guideline for the consolidated e-invoice. If let's say you are doing the normal retail business, okay, or normal trading business, then if let's say you are using you have the B2B means that you have the customer invoice, you issue the customer invoice, yeah, even you issue the customer cashiers, all these things you able to do the consolidate. If let's say the customer, they don't want to get the e-invoice from you, okay, so month end you able to console and submit to the LHDN. This is the accepted one, okay, but only certain business sector is not allowed, okay. So for the consolidated submission, I repeat again, okay, so if let's say you want to submit the last month consolidate, okay, you need to submit the submission consolidated e-invoice within 7 days after end of billing month. Okay, example, you want to now, example, I want to submit first January consolidate. So I need to do the submission before 7th of February. Before 7th of February. Okay, your submission last day to submit consolidate is 7th of February. So means that every 7 days after end of the billing month, you need to do the submission. If let's say you wait until 10, 11, 12 only do the submission, then if let's say the LHDN come and check, okay, you might get the penalty, okay, because it's not allowed, okay, because it's not allowed one. Okay, you need to do the submission within 7 days after end of the billing month. Okay, so as I just now mentioned, they have 10 transaction is not allowed to issue consolidate. If let's say your business is selling motor vehicle, okay, no matter you selling the new motor vehicle like new car or used motor or new motor, okay, if let's say you are conduct the business is selling motor vehicle, you're not allowed to issue consolidate e-invoice, okay, example. And then after that, for the if let's say you are selling flight ticket, also cannot, okay, selling luxury goods or jewelry, also not allowed. Construction activity like you are construction company, also not allowed to do consolidated e-invoice, okay. Sell the construction material like hardware shop, okay, hardware shop have their special guide. Actually, for the hardware shop have their special guide. For this thing, if let's say you are not sure which item is able to do consolidate or which item is not able to do consolidate, must do the e-invoice, then you need to check with your tax agent. Okay. For the hardware shop construction material, they have the special guide. Okay. Okay. After that, for like paying out to the winner, like example, like Magnum, all these things. Okay. Payment to agent. Payment to agent means that payment to your dealer distribution, like commission, pay out their commission. This is not allowed for consolidated. Okay. And the transaction with value more than 10,000 in a single bill also cannot consolidate. If example you issue the e-invoice, example you issue the invoice is more than 10,000, that bill you need to do submission e-invoice. You are not allowed to do console. Okay. Then after that, distribution or supply sales of electricity also cannot. This 3, 8, 9, 10 is the new updates. Okay, new updates, and will be effective date starting on 1st of January. Okay, then for telco service like for those doing the telco service, like postpaid plan, internet, or selling the electronic device, they also not allowed to do consolidated e-invoice. Okay. So if let's say you are not none of these 10, then yes, your transaction is allowed to do for consolidated e-invoice. If let's say you are far in this within these 10 transaction, then you are not allowed to do consolidated. So you need to aware about this one. Okay. 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 How we do the consolidate in our system. Okay. Okay, this is a scenario how we do the consolidate. Where buyer do not request an e-invoice, seller is required to do the submission consolidated e-invoice. Okay. Okay. So then after that, another scenario is if let's say you have the multiple branch, then you have the multiple branch. In this way, you also can do the consolidate, because if let's say you have more than one location, more than one branch. Okay, when you do the submissions, system will help you to split up. Okay, how it work? Okay, you go to the Dynamod system. Okay, you go to the Dynamod system. You go to the E-invoice Malaysia transaction. Then you will see that E-invoice consolidate invoice. Okay, you click this button. Then after that, you proceed for the generate. Then you go to more, generate the consolidated e-invoice. Okay, you next. Then after that, here will have the period. Then you choose your period. Example, I want to submit for the November. So I choose for November. Okay, after that, I click next. Here are the document type. If let's say I want to submit for the cash sales, then I tick the cash sales transaction. Okay, I tick the cash sales. Then I click next. Here, if let's say you have multiple location, here one you need to choose. Okay, you need to submit all location. Okay, those have doing the business one. Okay, you click the select all the location, select the location. Then after that you click next, you click the simulate. After that, system will help you to generate. If let's say you have the 5 location that involve for have the transaction, okay, system will generate based on that 5 location. Okay, system will help you to speed up. So you no need to speed up. System will help you to speed up. Okay, then after that, you click next. Then after that, you proceed. After done, you will see the screen. Then after that, you proceed to do the submission. You proceed to do the submission. Okay, then you go to more, click E-invoice action, submit document, then submit the document will do. Okay, so if I say like the most of customer were asking that, okay, example, I have the transaction. Example, I have that month I have 10,000 sales. My sales have 10,000. So if let's say some of the customer, they already do the request the email by themselves. Okay, so the system will only do the consolidate for those transactions is not yet do the e-invoice. Okay, example, you have 10 bill. Customer already request, have 2 customer, have 2 bill already request by the customer for the e-invoice. Then have left the another 8 bill is not yet submit for e-invoice. So the system will only combine this 8 invoice and submit to the LHDM, which means that you consolidate 8 transaction to do the submission. Okay. Okay. So this part clear? Okay. Okay. So this is the process for we do for the consolidate. Okay. Next. Okay. If let's say like just now as we mentioned, like we mentioned just now, if let's say your business is like doing provide the service one, provide the rental service or any trainings, any subscription service, then maybe your billing is 1 month, one time, once a month. Okay, so this case you also allowed to do the it means that you also need to issue the invoice. Okay, example like this scenario, seller that issue bill on periodic basis are requested to issue e-invoice. Like example, you are the Delta telco. Example, you are provide the telco service. You are telco provider. Okay, your customer come to subscribe the phone bill with you. Okay, but your invoice is issued once a month. Okay, for this case, you also need to submit to LHDN. Then you also, if let's say the customer, they want to have their own invoice, then you need to have their information and then you proceed to do the submission. Okay. 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 Then if let's say that you have the rebate, example, like customer, you want to do some rebate or discount to the customer, yes, you can key in, you can create a CN, you can create a CN to do the rebate for the customer. Okay, so you need to perform a CN, create a CN, then after that, same, you also need to submit to the LHDN. Even though the CM, you also need to submit to LHDN. Okay, okay. So for those, no matter you key in the customer invoice or the CN, DN, or refund bill, all these 4 transactions you need to submit to LHDN. Okay, you need to submit. Okay, next scenario is, okay, so next scenarios is, next topic that we want to cover is disbursement and reimbursement. What is disbursement and reimbursement? We talk about reimbursement first. Okay, reimbursement means that, okay, this is the scenario for reimbursement. Okay, a single e-invoice that include the service fees and cost is issued the user, where the e-invoice are issued to the seller. What it means? Okay, example, your customer, Perniagan Adiba. Okay, you are the event planner organizer. You are the event planner organizer. Okay, your customer Perniagan Adiba come to find you to do their product launching. Okay, come to find you to do the product launching. Then in this case, maybe you have the event planning service. You will charge the customer event planning service, but they want the venue to host their activities. Okay, so you go to find a hotel and rent the hotel. Okay, example, the event planner rent a hotel ballroom for 30K for the launch event, and the hotel issue e-invoice to the event planner, but the hotel will issue the invoice for you, 30K. So in this case, you want to, because the 30K, you only help the customer to pay out, but you want to customer to recover back your this cost. So in this scenario, how it work? So from this scenario, we call is reimbursement. So the event planner need to issue e-invoice to the Perniagan Adiba. Okay, the event planning service charges. Event planning charges means that the service that you provided. Okay, example, you charge the service is 2,000, but the hotel ballroom rental actually is the cost. Okay, I want to recover my cost. So in the invoice, because I want customer to make the payment for me. Okay, so in the invoice, I also need to involve this 30K. So for this 30K, when you issue, so you need to let the LCN know that this 30K actually is my cost, not my income. So for this case, we have a classification code called 027. 027 means that classification code is reimbursement. So when you create the stock code, Okay, I show you in the system. And you go to the inventory module here. Okay, example for this. Okay, example, this is the serving charge event consultation fees. Okay, I will create a code called service charge event consultation fees. This is my income. Okay, so in the e-invoice tab here, for the item classification ID, I can put it as 022 because this is my income. But for the reimbursement cost, the hotel rental, this is my cost, but I want to charge back my customer. So in the e-invoice tab here, I need to put it as 027 reimbursement. Okay, 027. Okay, so when I create a bill, I create the e-invoice, I create the customer invoice. Okay, example, I'll show you. Okay, example, I charge my consultation fee 2,000. Okay, I charge my consultation fee 2,000. Then I want to recover back my cost, my rental cost, 30K. Okay, so after that, I save, then I submit to the LHDN. Now, okay, if let's say the transaction is more than 10,000, system will prompt you this message. Okay, you click yes. And after that, you click submission. Okay, then you submit the document to LHDN. Okay, so your e-invoice will be displayed at this one. Okay. Okay, so in the e-invoice part, there details here. Okay, we will notify. Okay, if let's say you have the classification code. So, okay, from this case, LHDN they know that, oh, 022 actually is your income. 027 actually is your reimbursement cost. Okay, so your from this case, system LHDN will know that, oh, actually 027 is your cost, not your revenue. Okay, if let's say you didn't do, let's say the reimbursement cost, you didn't set the classification code as 027. If let's say you set to 022, so LHDN will thought that this 30K is your revenue, means that this 30K is your income. Okay, but this cost, the decay actually is my cost, not my income. So you need to let the LHDN know that, oh, this the decay is reimbursement cost. Yeah, it's 027. If they say you are not using the item code, yes, in your, if let's say you got using the accounting module, then you set it at the child account here. Okay, example child account here. Then you have the example example the what the reimbursement cost. Then we go to the here this one. Here have the item ID classification code. Here. Then you need to put it as 027. Okay, put it at 027. Okay, this is from child account. This is from item maintenance side. Okay. Okay, so this is the reimbursement. Okay, so remember, if they say the cost that involved for the reimbursement, then you need to put the item classification as 027. Okay, so okay, how about the disbursement? Disbursement means payment on behalf. Payment on behalf. Payment on behalf, you no need to do e-invoice. Okay, example, you help the company, company A buy the thing. Okay, after that, you help the company A pay the money to the company C. But company C issue the e-invoice to the company A. Then when you want to when after that the company A want to return the money for you, okay, for this we call payment on behalf. So you no need to do the e-invoice submission. Okay, you no need to do the e-invoice submission. Okay, so this is the disbursement and reimbursement. Okay, next. Okay. Okay, so disbursement, then you key in payment on behalf, then you just key in the normal transaction as user. Okay. Next, the topic that I want to cover is expenses. Expenses for your employee expenses, no matter your office expenses or employee benefit and claims. Okay, so what is the employee benefit and claim? Normally, the employee benefit and claim will be involved like telephone bill, petrol, parking, toll claim, staff refreshment, entertainment claim, car maintenance, club membership, and so on, and others. Okay, so all these things we consider as employee benefit and claim. Okay. Okay, so in the e-invoice era, what you need to do. If let's say in your policy, then okay, here have two conditions. Exceptional is condition. If let's say business will be allowed to proceed with the e-invoice issue the name of employee or existing document supporting is accepted. Like example, the e-invoice, okay, example, I go to pump the petrol. I request the receipt. Okay, if I say the receipt that you request, the e-invoice is under your company name, then it's fine, it's okay. If let's say the document is request under your name, means that your employee name are also allowed. Or if let's say they didn't request any invoice, only have the normal receipt, normal receipt. Yes, that one you also can keep it and filing for your tax purpose. These three are accepted by the LHDN. Then if let's say you have the like what we say that employee benefit in your company policy, you need to stay in. You need to review back you need to involve in your company policy lah. Your company policy that this employee I request the e-invoice for those thing. Okay. 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 If let's say the expenses is incurred in overseas, like example, your employee go to the overseas. Okay. Go to overseas because to overseas like go to the work sorry. Okay, go to the overseas. Okay, so in this case, you also do not need to do self-bill. You no need to do self-bill. Okay, you just keep the receipt, then key in the system as the normal transaction, and after that you file it. LHDN is accepted one. Okay. Sorry. Okay, next. Okay, as I mentioned just now, okay, if example, okay, if let's say your employee buy a pen, okay, buy a stationery, okay, this stationery, if let's say is for the personal use, okay, means that not for company one, then that receipt no need to claim. Okay, then you just ignore it. If let's say they buy the stationery and want to claim want to claim from the company, then you need to see that this invoice, if let's say this invoice the employee able to get the receipt under the company name, then it's okay. Then it's good. If let's say cannot, it's under the employee name, then also allowed, because employee is your company staff. Okay, if let's say they don't have, they only have the normal receipt, also can. Okay, these three things, everything is allowed. If let's say that the bill is not under your employee name, maybe under the wife's name or husband name, that bill is not allowed to claim, because the husband or wife is not belong to your and not belong to your staff. Okay, so this bill is not allowed to do for tax. LHDN is not accepted. Okay. So this is the employee expenses claiming process. Okay, during for the e-invoice era. Okay, next. Okay, so like the senior, like this one, employee are allowed to utilize the e-invoice issue under their employee name. Yes, this LHDN is accepted one. Okay, so after that, you key in, you keep it, then you key in the process, the normal flow, like you key in as payment voucher for their claim. Okay, like the normal flow. Okay. Okay, the next topic is sell bill. Okay, sell bill. Okay, so what is sell bill? And what condition I need to do sell bill? Okay, on this 9 scenario, you are allowed to issue sell bill. Okay. Okay, one is payment to agent. Payment to agent, like payment to dealer, like paying them commission. Okay, this one you need to do sell bill. Another one is imported good and service. You also need to do sell bill. Okay, profit distribution, e-commerce, payment to gaming winner, payment to individual, you only need to do sell bill. Okay, payment of interest, compensation, insurance, tax deduction, all these things you need to do sell bill. Only this scenario you are allowed to do sell bill. Okay, mostly we will use the transaction, mostly the scenario that we always asked by the customer is like payment to agent, imported goods, payment to individual, and how about the e-commerce? Okay, all these things, the question that always asked by customer. Okay, so first I want to share is transaction in individual, this scenario. Transaction in with individual. Individual, that means that the individual do not conduct the business. Do not conduct the business. Okay, like example, renter pay to the individual landlord. Purchase something from individual. Service fees paid to individual. Okay, the individual means that the individual did not conduct the business. Okay, like this example, buyer need to issue a sell bill invoice when purchasing product from an individual who is not conducting a business. Okay, who is not conducting a business. Only you need to do sell bill. Like example, you are kedai permainan. Okay, you buy the toy from the personal who not conducting a business. Then you need to do sell bill. Okay, you need to do sell bill. Okay, so for those personal that conducting with the business but exempted for the e-invoice, okay, you no need to do sell bill. You no need to do sell bill. You only take the invoice from that you only take the invoice from them, key in as normal supplier flow. Okay, key in as normal transaction. You no need to do sell bill unless the personal is not conduct the business, then you need to do sell bill. Okay. Okay. So, okay, like just now I mentioned, okay, I buy something with the personal, with not conducting the business. Okay, so now I want to do the sell bill. Okay, so the personal, I can request the IC number. Okay, I request the IC number and TIN number. If have the TIN number, then you get the TIN number. If let's say the person they don't want to, maybe they don't have the TIN number, or they don't want to provide you the TIN number, then you can use the general TIN. The general TIN is GT10, as we mentioned just now. Okay, GT10. This one only applicable for personal. But the one thing is you need to request the IC from them, IC number from them. Okay. So in the Dynamod, we have two methods. Okay. First method is from other payment voucher. In our others payment voucher, we also able to do submission sell bill. You also able to do submit sell bill, because some of the transaction maybe you direct payout. Okay, you direct payout. You didn't create the supply invoice. You direct payout. Yes, our other payment voucher is able to do sell bill. Is able to submit. Okay, another step is supplier invoice. Through the supplier invoice, then you do the submission. Okay. So I show you in the system. Okay, if let's say others payment, like I mentioned just now, if let's say other payment. Okay, so you choose for others payment. Okay, from here we have the E-invoice. Here you need to key in their particulars. Okay, particulars. You need to key in their particulars. Okay, if let's say the personal one, then you click GT10. Okay, then key in their IC number. Must have their IC number. Then after that, you key in their particular, then you save, then as the normal flow, submit to LCN. Go to the E-invoice action, submit document, submit the document. Okay. Okay. So this is from payment voucher. If let's say you are using supplier invoice, so if let's say you are using supplier invoice, then you need go to create the supplier profile. Okay. For this thing, one thing you need to take note is, okay, example, when you okay, example like the personal, okay, you want to create the customer, maybe you want to use the supply invoice to do the sell bill. Okay, so in the supplier profile here, okay, you key in as you create the supplier, then after that, this part, this thing, okay. Okay, this part. Okay, this I highlight one, this part. Okay, this part you need to take. You need to sorry, not this part. Okay, you go to the E-invoice tab here, this part. Sell bill for E-invoice supplier, you need to take. Okay, E-invoice part, you click the E-invoice tab, tick this one. sell bill for e-invoice supplier. Now, then here you need to click, you choose whether by IC number or by IC number. If let's say by IC number, then registration number by the IC number. If let's say they have team, then you key in their team, registration name, and blah, 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 all the information that required. Okay. So after that, you go to supplier invoice. You go to supply invoice. For example, okay, then you key as normal transaction, as normal supplier invoice transaction. Okay, after that, in the invoice page here, this part. Okay, so the information that you create in the supply profile here will be displayed. So I show you this one. Now, document type. Document type will be assigned as sell bill invoice because I think this supplier is required to do sell bill. If let's say like normal supplier, you know you no need to tick as sell bill. You no need to tick. So the transaction when you issue for the normal supplier invoice will be state as not applicable. You no need to tick. Only tick for those supplier you need to do sell bill. Like example, the personal one. Okay, personal not conducting the business. If the personal conducting with business, then you no need to do sell bill. You just proceed as normal. Okay. Okay, after that, save, then proceed to submit the transaction. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, so next is also sell bill. This one is regarding the landlord. Also same. If let's say you rental, because you are tender, you rented the shop with the landlord with the landlord does not conduct business. Yes, you need to do sell bill. Okay, you need to do sell bill. As I mentioned just now, Yes, I mentioned just now, if let's say the landlord is conducting business, the landlord, no matter is personal or company, okay, they have the business, they conduct the business, then you do not need to do sell bill. Okay, you only get the invoice, the normal invoice from them, even though maybe they are exempted from the e-invoice because their revenue is not over than 1,000. 1 million, sorry, is not over than 1 million. Okay, then you do not, they exempted from the e-invoice. So you do not need to do sell bill. Okay, you only get the normal invoice from them. Okay. Okay. So if let's say the landlord is not conducting for business, then same thing, you need to get their IC number or their IC number and the TIN number if they have. Okay. Then after that, proceed to do the submission. Like the flow that I showed you just now. No matter if other payment voucher method or supplier invoice method. So both you need to do submission. Okay. This is for landlord does not conduct the business. Okay. Another scenario is example, the renter you rent a shop, then like water bill, electricity bill. Okay, if let's say the water and electricity bill, okay, the bill is paid under to the landlord, but you are directly paid to the TMB. In this case, you also need to do sell bill because the bill is billed to landlord, not billing to you. Okay, you also need to do sell bill. Okay. Unless the utility bills is billed under to your company, then you do not need to do any. Okay, you do not need to do anything. Okay, just key in the transaction as normal. Okay. Okay, then okay, if let's say the lender is if involve more than one landlord, you maybe, example, you have multiple landlord. Okay, you have multiple landlord, but multiple landlord also same. If let's say the multiple landlord who are not conducting a business, you also need to do self bill. Okay, then how about their proportion? If let's say the rental is 2,000, rental is 2,000, but you involve for two landlord. When you do the submission self bill, you need to split into two because different landlord. Okay, then then after that you need to base on your agreement tenancy, your agreement tenancy. Okay, based on your agreement tenancy, see what is their proportion. Okay, so you issue the sale bill based on the proportion according to your tenancy. Okay, according to the tenancy. Okay. Okay, example like this one. Mr. Cheng, 1,000. Okay, lepas, after that, Mr. Cheng, because the electricity bill is charged under Mr. Cheng. So the electricity bill, actually, I need to do sell bill. I need to do sell bill for the Mr. Cheng. But Miss Lim only charge for rental, does not have the utility bill. Then I split another sell bill for Miss Lim, another 1,000. So you need to split up. Okay? Okay. Sing. Okay. So you need to split for the sale bill to the multiple landlord upon their according to their tenancy agreement. Okay, the proportion you according to the tenancy agreement. So this is the okay. Then another one things okay, I also facing the question before my customer. I have the customer ask me like this. So if let's say I rented the shop, okay, let's say the director have the shop, okay, the company rented the shop from the director. In this case, you also need to do survey because your director is personal who are the your director is the personal, then you also need to do sell bill. You need to do sell bill. Okay, you need to do sell bill because the personal he also consider a personal that not conducting business unless he using his name go to register as SSN or he create another company that create a company that collect for the rental purpose one. Then that in this case, then you no need to do sell bill. Okay. Okay. Then after that, if let's say you have the subcon, okay. If let's say you have the subcon, then you also need to do sell bill. Subcon also need to do sell bill. Okay, subcon all need to do sell bill. Okay, like subcon, renter pay the sell bill, pay the landlord. Okay, renter to the landlord that not conducting the business. Okay, all the classification code is 0 to 036. Okay, sell bill others. You need to choose this code when you do sell bill. Okay. Okay, so for subcon, you also need to do sell bill unless the subcon go to register for the company. Then you no need to do sell bill. Ask them to issue the normal invoice for you. Okay. Okay. Next, payment to agent, dealer, distributor. Okay. Payment to agent. Payment to agent. The agent means your third party agent, not your company salesman. Not your company salesman, your third party agent. Okay, the outside one. Okay, no matter it's agent, it's personal, or the company. Okay, if let's say like you are selling the motor oil, the vehicle to motor oil. Okay, then maybe you have the dealer. That one, when if let's say you got give them the give them the incentive or you give them the commission or incentive trip, that one you also need to request to do self bill. Okay, so like this one, the self bill, the e-invoice, self bill e-invoice, no matter whether in monetary or non-monetary form. Non-monetary means like incentive trip. Okay, mandatory means like commission. You give them the money. Okay, so payment to agent. This is you. Okay, if let's say your agent is corporate company one or individual, yes, you need to do self bill. Then you also need to declare CP 58. Okay. Okay. So buyer issue e-invoice, self bill invoice to the payment to agent, dealer, and distributor. Example like commission. Okay. Okay. Like this Alif. Alif is your third party agent. Okay. Third party agent. Then you sell the car. Then he earned the 20% commission. Yes. Then you need to issue sell bill for this transaction, this scenario. Okay. Then you also need to submit to the LHDN. Okay. Same thing. If the Alif do not have the TIN number, can use the general TIN. Okay. If let's say Alif have the TIN, then you take the TIN number from Alif. Then the classification code is 037 or 045. Depends on what it depends on the transaction that you issue to the customer. If let's say you issue like commission involved for the money because you want to give back the money, this one we consider as monetary payment. So your classification code is 037. Okay, if let's say you give them is the incentive trip that not involved for money one, then we consider as non-monetary payment. Then this one you need to use the classification 045. Okay, so self bill submission also same. I show you just now. Then you proceed the same step. Then after that you proceed to do submission to the customer. To the LHDN, sorry, to the LHDN. Submit the document to LHDN. Okay. Okay. So as a conclusion again, for your classification for self bill, you need to take note. Okay. When do the payment to the agent, dealer, distributor. So they involve for two classification code, 037 or 045. Okay, monetary form or non-monetary form. Okay, then after that, if let's say you have the imported good or service, imported good is 034. Imported service is 035. Then another one is transaction with individual who are not conducting business. The classification code is 036. 036. Okay? Okay. So now we cover for cross-border transaction. Cross-border transaction means that your overseas transaction. Okay. Okay. We talk about the overseas service first. Okay, imported service. Imported service, like example, you subscribe Google Drive, Meta, like Facebook service, or any other service that from overseas. Okay, if let's say it's paid, actually the when we want to submit the invoice. Okay, example, the bill is on first 10th of January. Okay, if let's say 10th of January, okay, refer to payment date or invoice receipt date, which is earlier. Okay, if let's say you receive the invoice on 10th of January. Okay, 10th of January. So before 28th of February, end month of the February, you need to do the sell bill before the end month of the February. You need to do the submission sell bill for each transaction. Okay, like example, I subscribe the Google service from Google. Okay, so the Google service will bill me an invoice. So this I need to do sell bill. Okay, so I need to do, okay, example, this the document date is 31st of July. So the sell bill, issue sell bill e-invoice is latest by 31st of August. Means that before 31st of August, I need to submit the sell bill for this transaction. Okay, for this transaction. So that you have around 1 month time or 1 month period to do the transaction for this one. Okay. Okay. So Malaysian buyer are request to sell bill for the service acquired from the foreign seller. Okay. So same thing, because foreign seller because this is the foreign supplier. Foreign supplier, they don't have the TIN number. They don't have the TIN number. So as I mentioned just now, if let's say the buyer, the suppliers, foreign supplier do not have the TIN number, we can use the general TIN that provide by the LHDN. This which is GT30. GT30. Then if they say they don't have the BRN number, then we put it as NA. We put it at NA. So the classification code, we need to put it 035 because this is imported service. Okay, this is imported service. Also same, supplier, you can use supplier invoice or others payment to do it. Okay, so the thing is same like we do for personal one. Okay, you create the customer profile, then you create the supplier profile, you create the supplier profile, then you choose for GT30. Okay, BRN, you set it as NA. This only for foreign supplier. Okay, then after that, you proceed the submission flow as normal. Okay, if let's say you are important goods. Okay, last time, this is the latest update. Last time when the LHDN mentioned that if let's say you receive if let's say you have the invoice for the importation goods, okay, you need to submit the sell bill within 1 month upon your custom clearance date. Now the LHDN already adjust the period to 2 months. Okay, to 2 months. So which means, okay, example, your custom clearance rate is 10th of January. Okay, so within the period, okay, you need to do the submission. Okay, not the latest submission, the latest by end of second month, which means that 31st of March, you need to do sell bill submission for your in this transaction. Okay, so you need to do the submission to your LHDN, to the LHDN. Okay, okay, then for the foreign currency foreign currency rate is based on the custom rate. Okay, based on the custom rate. Okay, so this thing, if let's say you want to do the sell bill only based on the foreign supplier invoice. Okay, like as this mentioned, okay, taxpayer not required to include import duty or sales tax leave by custom. You no need to include when you do the sell bill. You only based on your foreign supplier invoice. If let's say your foreign supplier issue you 10,000 and then you issue the sell bill for 10,000 will do. Okay. Okay. So this is the foreign supplier. Okay. So in same thing for foreign supplier, important goods, the classification code is 034. Important good in classification is 034. If let's say you want to do this transaction, then your classification you need to choose 034. Okay. Okay. So next, this is the e-commerce transaction. Okay, e-commerce transaction, like example, you are selling the thing, maybe you are selling the thing in the Lazada, Shopee, TikTok, Lazada, Shopee, TikTok. This one you no need to do any e-invoice submission. You no need to do e-invoice submission because Lazada, Shopee, TikTok, they already submit the e-invoice for you. Okay, because the customer is request the e-invoice from Lazada, Shopee, TikTok. Okay, so if let's say when you receive the transaction from the supplier, from the Lazada, TikTok, and Shopee, you just key in as normal. Okay, key in as normal. If let's say you using our integration, marketplace integration or site giant integration, okay, so in the customer profile, we will tick it as not applicable for e-invoice because those transaction that imported is no need to do submission e-invoice because marketplace site already helped me to do the submission. Then I think that believe that you all now already received the like Lazada, TikTok or Shopee, they will receive like the transaction fees, like because they will bill you some like transaction fees, they will do the sell bill already. So if let's say you receive the e-invoice from the Shopee, Lazada, or TikTok, you also do no need to do anything. No need to do anything. You just key in as normal. Okay? Because Shopee, Lazada, TikTok already settled for you. So you don't need to do any. Unless, this is the just now I mentioned one. If let's say the customer like Lazada, TikTok, and Shopee, here, customer profile, you just tick not applicable for invoice will do. Okay? Okay. But if let's say you have your own store, you have your own web store. Okay, if let's say you have your own web store, this one you need to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this part clear. So last is deposit treatment. So last part I want to sharing is deposit treatment. Okay, for deposit treatment, deposit we consider in the LHDN guide. In the LHDN guideline have two types. One is refundable deposit, another one is non-refundable deposit. Okay, refundable deposit is known is if let's say is refundable deposit, no need to submit, no need to issue invoice, no need to issue e-invoice. Means that you no need to issue invoice and submit to the RCA. If let's say non-refundable, then yes, you need to do e-invoice submission. This is based on LHDN guideline. Okay, LHDN guideline mentioned that non-refundable deposit is need to do e-invoice submission. Okay, if let's say you have, then you need to take note about this one. Okay, okay. So, yeah. So all of these are the sharing for today's. So if let's say you have any question, maybe you can ask or type in. Sorry, you can type in the chat box.
Yes. Also, maybe at the meantime, Mercy can show that some questions that we have collected when you're registered.
the actually have the question from the customer. Just now mentioned that do you have the review report?
Okay, for this thing, if they say,
Okay, we have the step. After that, if there's, you can refer back to our previous webinar video. Okay, you can you go to download the Smart to You app. Then inside the Smart to You app, actually we have the previous webinar video. Maybe you can record. You can refer from the video. Okay. Okay. So these are the questions that we receive. Okay, like example, just now we mentioned that most of here they are asking for the landlord. Okay, like as I mentioned just now, if let's say the utility bills is under shop owner name, but company always pay this bill on the owner behalf. This you need to issue sale bill because the name, the electricity bill and the water bill is under shop owner shop. And under the shop owner name is not under your company name. So you need to do sale bill. Okay. Then supplier information, you put your shop owner information. Okay. Okay. So next. If let's say customer, our company import good from supplier, foreign supplier, yes. If let's say you have the importer service, like importer service or importer goods, like as mentioned, you need to do sale bill, need to do sale bill submission. Sale bill submission is based on your foreign supplier invoice, foreign supplier invoice. Then you need to put the related classification code. Okay. Then if let's say the customer company sell 10 unit product A and incentive rate 10 per unit. This one, if let's say you do incentive, okay, this actually is depends on, if let's say you do the incentive from receipt from the company B. Okay, if let's say the incentive is considered as commission, then yes, you need to sell bill. Okay, you need to do sell bill. Okay, like example, this one, the company AC company operating mini market. Okay, then already start the e-invoice on July. Okay, so they purchase the vegetable from the farmer who are not conducting the business. Then you need to do sell bill. For those supplier that not conducting the business, no matter is individual one, then you need to do sell bill. If let's say they have registered the SSM, then exempted from the E1, then you no need to do sell bill. You collect the normal invoice from them. Okay. Okay. Then a partnership business turnover has reached 1 million 2022. Is supposed implement E1. However, all the two partners have transferred 100% ownership to their son. For this case, I think you seek the advice from your tax agent regarding this case. Okay, if let's say the partnership from reach 1 million in 2022, from this this business actually they need to implement the E-invoice, but they transfer the ownership. Then this one, I think you need to seek the advice from your tax agent. Okay. For staff claim, need to prepare company policy. Yes, as mentioned just now in the LHDN guideline, in your company policy you need to mention those employee benefit they are allowed to claim, uh, issue the bill, allowed to claim. Okay, for the contract staff means that also your contract employee. Then contract employee you also treat it as like your normal employee. So you also need to do the EA form for them. Okay. Conduct staff you no need to do self bill because conduct contract staff you also consider as your staff, right? Even though in the contract term basis. Okay. Regarding then the EPF and subso, is it need to deduct that this one you need to depend and you need to ask the advice from your tax agent, okay, whether this contract employee is it need to pay for EPF or subso. Okay, but their salary you no need to do self bill. Okay, unless the foreign worker, okay, unless the foreign worker they sometimes, okay, example my company hire a foreign worker. Okay, if let's say the work permit is under your company name, then you no need to do self bill. If let's say the work permit is under other company, then this thing you only consider as you buy the you I mean that you consider as they provide you a service. Then they provide you a service, then you need to you need to do self bill. Okay, because this foreign worker is not belong to you. They only provide you the service. Then you need to do self bill. Then another thing is if let's say you hire kakak, example you hire kakak the cleaner. Okay, yeah, example you hire a kakak for the cleaner. Okay, so in this case have two scenario. If you hire the kakak is from the uh cleaner company, okay, the cleaner company. If let's say the cleaner company able to provide you the invoice, then you also no need to do survey. If let's say you hire kakak is under personal one, means that the kakak is not belong to the any, not belong to any, is personal one. This you need to do self bill. Then this you need to do self bill. Okay. So for your self bill transaction, actually you need to depends what type of transaction that you involve, then what type of transaction and scenario, then only determine that is it you need to do self bill or not. Okay, if let's say you're not sure the transaction that you involve is it need to do self bill, okay, you may seek the opinion or advice from your tax agent. Okay, you need to seek the advice from your tax agent. Okay. So as mentioned, if let's say you have the commission to your dealer or distributor, then you need to do sell bill. You need to do sell bill. Okay. So do we need to open a sell bill for individual that name are not mentioned in the tenancy? Let's say the tenancy agreement mentioned landlord A, but landlord A asks company B pay to his son account. Does company A need to do sell bill? Okay, for this case, okay, actually, in the LHDN guideline said that the sell bill is based on your tenancy landlord name. Okay, if let's say the sell bill you the sell bill you issue to the tenancy is not to the landlord is not belong to, I mean not mentioned in the tenancy agreement, that one you need to advise from your tax agent. Okay, that one you need to advise from your tax agent, because if let's say the custom reject, then your transaction for the expenses will be added back to your expenses. Okay. So for this case, you need to advise from your tax agent. Okay, so most of them are the same question. So
Yeah, I
okay.
think mostly the same questions. Maybe I think because of the time constraint, we come back to look at the chat there. Chat of today, see that any questions that we have not covered. I think my colleagues, our colleagues at the back already answer most of the questions. We try our best to see, can we answer everyone? Okay, let me see. How can you show how to create invoices for exports in the e-invoicing system? Are the steps different from domestic invoices?
Okay, for just now, what the customer asking, can you show how to create invoice for imported export in the invoice export in e-invoicing system, domestic invoice? Is it you means that you have the invoice for actually the step is same. Is it you mean that imported good and the normal supplier invoice from the 好像是 more structure 的没有听好声音。wait Okay, like we mentioned just now, if let's say you are imported goods, then you need to do sell bill. If let's say you are received from the local supplier, then you no need to do sell bill. Transaction flow is safe. Okay, just one thing that if let's say for those using for those supplier is from foreign supplier, then you need to tick as sell bill for the supplier. Then when you do the sell bill, when you do the transaction, the classification code for the sell bill, you need to put it as either is depend on your transaction is imported good or imported service. Okay, if they say imported good, then it's zero. Mhm. Okay, imported good is 034, then imported service is 035. Right? So this is the differences only. If let's say the invoice is involved, let's say the local supplier, then you no need to do anything. You just key in as normal. Okay, you no need to do anything. Okay, so if let's say you want to have the video, then like like Eunice mentioned earlier, you download the Smart to You app. You download the Smart to You app. After that, you can see all the video that the previous webinar, maybe you're absent for the previous webinar, then you can view back and play back the video, the webinar video. Okay, so one thing is, okay, example. 我们没有收到这个。Okay, so when you upgrade to your version to the latest, wait, okay, after you upgrade to your latest version, okay, you see that you notice that last time when normally when you open your Dynamod, okay, this picture, you wouldn't see this picture. After you upgrade to 2025.3 version and latest, okay, this we will see this picture. This picture is, okay, you scan, example, you don't know where to download the Smart to You app. Okay, you scan the QR. You scan this QR, then you will get the Smart to You app, okay, from your phone. Okay, so you can scan from here. Okay, scan from here, this part. This. Okay, scan from here, this thing. Scan here. Yes. Okay, scan here. Scan this QR. Okay, so even though in your system, you also can scan to get the Smart to You app. Okay, you download the Smart to You app. If let's say we have any notification or latest news or any sharing or document or video, so we will share in this Smart to You app. So you can get the information or slide or webinar from today or the previous one from this app. Okay. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Mercy, for the sharing. I think another 5 seconds before we end the Q&A section at the Q&A box or the chat box there. Yeah. Hope that today's section we are clear to share the information that we have based on the updated guidelines. And I hope this information is helpful for your operations. Maybe you'll come here today is for the upcoming implementation on next month, or you have already implemented but you need some refreshment of the information. So hope you get something from today from us. Yes, like Mercy just now share what we have the Smart to You apps is to centralize our information sharing to you all. So the webinars material, either is the slide or the YouTube, this video will be uploaded to YouTube, and then when it's available, it will be notified. You will get a notification, then you can go to view. Probably will be next week because our colleague needs some time for the editing and the upload to the portal. Okay, so I think there's no more questions from the floor, and today you just nicely can control the section within 2 hours. And yes, this is the last webinar section for year 2025. Upcoming, we have any webinars, we will also share. You will get alert from the apps or from the information from your agent, your colleagues, or from us. So we hope that we'll see you again next year, 2026. And here, Smart X Solution, we would like to thank you for the time to attend, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for 2026. Thank you all. I'll play again the video here, so whoever don't know the what's Smart to You, then you can have a look, and then you can go to all the Play Store, App Store, the Huawei App Gallery to download again. Thank you and bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Do you know a place where you can explore, connect, stay updated to smart new retail? Introducing Smart to You, your one-stop platform for the latest updates, events, and business insights, all in one place. Explore the homepage with shortcut menu to our main sections, redirect to all others channels, get updates on the latest news. Let's explore more. Tap the global icon to visit our main website and explore our complete smart ecosystem and product solutions. Want to learn at your own pace? Visit eLearning to discover product features, setup guides, and enroll in courses. Tap Facebook for the latest updates and announcements. Stay connected with us on social media, or YouTube for product demos, tutorials, and event highlights. You can get essential materials, like brochure and forms, instantly from the download page. You may download and view the informations. Next, solution page. Browse product articles and explore more smarts products. Event page. Stay updated with the latest news and events. And register directly for webinars or offline workshops. Fast and easy. Enable your notifications now. Don't miss any updates. Stay informed, stay connected. You can now get it on App Store, Google Play, and Huawei. Connecting you to every smart solution. Smart to You. Download now.